So I was just watching La Casa de Papel, one of my favorite shows, if not possibly my favorite live action TV show ever, with my wife. It's on the rewatch for me, but it's her first time seeing the show and she seems to be enjoying it a lot, which is nice. Also, oh yeah, we're back together and I could not be happier about that. I'm gonna make a video sort of more about the specifics regarding that. Both of us had a lot to apologize for individually, mostly me, not gonna lie, but I think we patched everything up, and since then, it has been very nice, very comfy, very fun. But that's not what today's video is about. I want to talk about language learning. Once again, I want to talk about, the broad process of language learning and the peaks and valleys that you'll reach, and the sense you may have at certain points after the start that you're not learning a lot, but you actually are. Now, a key example of this is actually me watching this show, because as I've been watching it, I've noticed more vocabulary words that I've been learning or become more accustomed to, ways of phrasing things with said words that may have been unusual to me before but now feel pretty intuitive, and I've actually been able to explain stuff to her as we're watching the show about some of these things that they're saying, or even like the way that they're saying them, that provides context for what they're going for in the series that you don't necessarily get just from the subtitles. And I've also found myself able to know what new words mean just from the words around them, from listening closely enough and picking out the context. And this is basically what happens once you reach a certain point after doing enough reading and listening, building up a large enough passive and active vocabulary, that you can start to understand things from context, and you can also start to see the words that you may not have been totally aware that you learned or have in there in your brain somewhere. They start getting activated. You start being able to intuitively see what these things mean. And so it's like I'll be watching the show with her, and there will be several moments going by when I'm like, I didn't need to look at English for any of that. I could just look at the characters and I know precisely what they're saying. I didn't translate it in my head. I know what these things mean because I associate them with a certain concept. And that's a crazy point to get to in language learning, right? Particularly with like adult material. It's wild with shows for children as well, or content for children. Lord knows that's what I was studying with to start out. But as you're watching more mature content that interests you, that means a lot to you, you're going to feel your motivation increase from being able to recognize things in context and know what they mean. You feel like you're developing a deeper connection with this media that probably inspired you to learn the language in the first place. And so, much like with growing a plant, or better yet, having a garden, you need to water it, you need to maintain it, you need to put the effort in, but you're not going to see the fruits of your effort right away. They come little by little, it grows, and by maintaining discipline and consistency, you will see those flowers, those fruits, those vegetables, whatever you're growing in your garden, grow. And so that's what I want to leave you with today, and enjoy the process.